Now, for that feature that I like so much, the power child seat friendly second row seats, so you can leave a child seat in place and still climb in to the back of this vehicle. Also makes installing this a little bit easier. Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in the biggest Infiniti there is. We are in the new 2025 INFINITI QX80 sensory all-wheel drive, nearly the top. And this thing is a true Escalade fighter. How does it fit our family of three? Stay tuned. All right, Holly, you've had a long-standing history with the Infiniti brand. You've done some winter driving and experienced all their offerings. This is the first time getting behind the wheel of the brand new 2025 QX80. And first question, as always, what do you think of the look and style of this big beast?
Well, that's a twofold question. I really like the styling and I like the look of it.
Okay.
It looks very luxury, and I think I told you that I feel like a rich person when I'm driving it around.
As you should.
Just from the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much it cost, but it feels like a rich lady's car.
Yes, very premium. So, okay, what are your thoughts on the size of it?
That's the twofold.
Yeah.
It is huge. Doesn't fit in our garage. It is
It does, but it's not convenient. We have two single bay garage doors. It's a squeeze.
It would take a lot of...
We need a spotter to get in and out.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a big vehicle with lots of presence. As you mentioned, on the road, it definitely exudes a premium, luxurious feel on the outside. What about moving inside now?
It moves in the inside too. You still feel like a rich lady on the inside too.
There's leather, there's micro suede, there's screens everywhere you look. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some standout
I like the
features?
two-toned colors here.
That's not just black.
Yeah, it's not just black. I like it a lot. I would say something that stands out is how soft the leather is in places, and then like there's the suede on the side.
And very thoughtful places. It's here on the side, around here, down here. Like,
it's very nice.
Very.
Let's talk about the weird.
The halos that we have.
If we're talking about the look on the inside.
So yes, this is one of the first automotive applications of Klipsch premier reference sound systems, and they're quite proud of it. But very interesting headrest design with this halo. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Beyonce with this. Probably don't look like it though.
No, and there's just a lot of there's just some thoughtful design elements, like you said, that placement throughout here. Like you have the stripes that go down into the Infiniti over there. You have these little nooks right here, notches in the thing that just, it's just those little details. You have this little silver thing right here with the wood. It's just those little details that are like somebody put some thought into how they designed it to look interesting at every which turn that you see that you're looking at. In my opinion.
How does that translate to interior packaging for storage things? I see you've got your makeup in your phone here. I've got my phone hidden away in the Qi wireless charger, but what are your thoughts on storage options?
I'm not a conundrum. Is it a conundrum? Not a conundrum. I don't know what you call it. You'll think of it. Yeah. But I don't normally like a lot of open storage space. Yeah. And that is still true, but there's a lack of open storage space here. Which is why I have
for everything.
Yeah, this is why I have my phone and my makeup like right here in the so here's the problem. I need that while I'm driving down the road.
Okay.
So here I am looking back, trying to find this one little thing way back behind me. That's practically reaching in the back seat.
Okay.
So for me, that is not convenient.
Okay.
That is.
Do I need to move it back? Here, let me.
No, I don't need it now.
Okay.
But for me, the things that I would put in here is not something that I need to grab at a red light real quick.
Okay.
You know, so that's why I've been putting stuff in here, because this is the charger.
Right.
So, you know, I don't love that.
There's this pass through down here, but it's kind of small.
Mm-hmm. It's not something you can just like grab real quick either. It's something that you would put down. I would, if this was my car, I would probably put things like a little first aid kit here, tissues, wipes, things like that come in handy to have in the car. But
so what you're saying is you don't like this additional screen up front because they could have repurposed the space and actually given you some open storage.
I never like additional screens. But yes, I do think that it takes up some space that you could have more convenient storage spaces.
Okay. All right. Translates very nicely. Lots of screens in this. It's 2 screens up here, big screen here for all your haptic feedback. You actually have to push it like a real button. But
Which I do kind of like, having to push it like a real button.
Mm-hmm. You get some feedback.
But it does feel like another thing to break.
Yeah. But heated and ventilated front seats, that remember where you had them set. Heated and ventilated second row seats that I can even turn on from right here, which I really like. Tri-zone climate, tons and tons and tons of just features and amenities throughout in this, but different drive modes here. Like, lots can be controlled here, but yeah, and now there are fingerprints everywhere, and I can see them, and there's gloss
dust.
black and dust, and it hurts my brain. There's too much.
But you do have the convenient button for camera, which I have used parking this beef.
Yes. Which, decent cameras. All the way around. I like the implementation of how much screen real estate is used. There have been some instances where it's been a little bit grainy, but while we're talking about cameras in this, there are actually dash cams in this. So there is a dash cam up here, and it uses the camera from our rear view camera mirror as a dash cam that you can program to record and save if something happens, a wreck, an impact, or if there is a break-in.
Is it automatically recording?
You can turn that feature on, yes.
Okay, well you can't. Oh, you can turn it on like where it will
Yes,
automatically.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I think I'm going to get in a wreck. Here, let me.
No, you can turn on automatic recording. We currently have it off. But yes, so you have that additional peace of mind. I've got friends that work in automotive analysis and say dash cams are one of the most requested features in new vehicles. So this one's got it.
Got it in there.
Yep.
Interesting.
But I feel this screen does a good job of implementing Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's all wireless. But I don't know. I feel like some of the graphics are a little bit dated, as I have felt with every Nissan and Infiniti product. What are your thoughts with all the screens that you're staring at up there?
It's too many screens.
Too many screens. But even here, like, it just it makes this feel older than it really is. This is a 2025 model. It feels like it would have been relevant maybe 5 years ago.
I don't know that I understand that statement to agree with it.
I feel the way that all of the graphics and implementation of the screens looks like a 2020 high-end luxury vehicle, not a 2025 high-end luxury vehicle. I feel like Nissan and Infiniti need to hire some graphic designers.
I disagree.
Tucker, what are your thoughts on space back there? Do you have a lot of room?
Yes.
Yes, tons of room. And there's an additional row back behind him, which I guess is a good segue to putting in his child safety seat and talking about storage in the way back as we move our way all the way back and back up here. I want to start the rear seat conversation back here in the third row. Now, I will go ahead and say these headrests, Infiniti's been using them for a while. They're very interesting. You must put them up in order to sit back here because, as you saw when I got back here, very uncomfortable at first. At 5'10", I am a little tight for space back here. Like, my hat is touching the roof, but otherwise I'm generally very comfortable. The floor is low enough. My knees aren't underneath my chin. The seat bottom is actually very cushy and soft. And I do believe this is wide enough 3 across that I could get 3 adults back here. This is a power folding third row seat, so now I can sit very comfortably back here without any complaints whatsoever. Put this up in its upright position, and yeah, that's when I get the headroom complaints. We do have air vents back here, which are very nice, though it's blowing right on the side of my head. I do have some power via a USB-C port and 2 cup holders right here, which I really like that too. So all in all, the back seat is very nice, very comfortable. I will go ahead and say we do have lower latch points down here for child safety seats, though they are only on the 40% passenger side rear seat. If you want to put more car seats back here in the back, you are going to be doing the seatbelt method. But yes, absolutely can put a child seat back here in the third row via the conventional method, which is exactly what I'm going to attempt to do with Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat right here. And we'll go ahead and drop this top tether back behind the headrest here for later on. And then these lower latch points are very easy to get to. They're exposed. They're noted with buttons, though you don't really need those buttons to see exactly where those latch points are. Very easy to install this. Now let's go check out that rear cargo section, see what it's like back there for space, and how easy it is to put that top tether in. As we come up to the back, Infiniti has hidden the button for back here, but you can see it is hidden just above the I at the end of Infiniti there. And then you can see we're doing what Toyota and Lexus do on their high-end full-size SUVs. They put a little shelf here. Ford's even started doing it to maximize the use of space back here, because in SUVs, you get a lot of cargo cubic feet, but most of it is vertical as opposed to horizontal in a conventional sedan trunk. So yes, we get a shelf here. They put an AO Infiniti branded cooler back here, which really does take up a lot of space back here, but I do like the use of this shelf. The top tether very easily attaches back here, and you can see just how simple it is to attach. Though I do kind of worry how much we're going to be doing some long-term damage to the seat here. If and when I do get this very tight back here, but you can see top tethers all the way across for child seat duty back here, even if we don't have those lower latch points. You can also fold down all the seats from back here, including the second row seats, which, there we go, second and third row seats, all power fold, which give you tons of space in this one. I'm just going to go ahead and show you how much space that opens up. Very nice. And because they are power down, they are also power back up, which is also a very nifty feature if you are constantly switching between people and stuff. The rear cargo hatch button is also power. It's up here. You can see I'm 5'10", it's up above my head, but we can close it just like that. One thing I did not talk about while we were in the rear hatch back there is the adjustable height suspension on this. So if perhaps the vehicle is sitting up just a little bit too high for you and you wanted to drop it down, well, you could absolutely do that right there with those buttons, just so it's a little bit easier to load in and load out. Before I climb in the second row, I want to talk about a huge win for Infiniti with the second row seats, because we have this tilt and tumble method for getting into that third row of seats. I'll show you more why I love that so much if you haven't figured it out already once I get Tucker's child seat in. But climbing in here, B-pillar mounted handle, armrest here, very nice comfortable seats. They are power sliding and recline. all kinds of space in here, tons of space for me. Let's see how far back this thing really goes. It's very impressive just how much room you get back here. Close the doors, you can see we also get the leather, the suede, the wood, the Klipsch sound system. So very nice on the amenities, though no shades here in the second row of seats. Kind of a misfire, if you will. Tri-zone climate with heated and ventilated captain's chairs back here, 2 cup holders in this baby center console with 2 USB-C ports, 2 more USB-C ports back there. So lots of different features and amenities in here in the second row. But bringing in Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat, putting it in rear-facing format with this seat all the way back, you can see tons of room, very nice, roomy, and spacious. Go ahead and flip this around, lift this headrest up just a little bit so that we can get his top tether back behind here. And we have 2 lower latch points down here that are very easy to get to, just like in the third row of seats. We do have that running board on the side that makes it very easy to climb into. And we can tighten this down very, very easily. Now, for that feature that I like so much, the power child seat friendly second row seats, so you can leave a child seat in place and still climb in to the back of this vehicle. Also makes installing this a little bit easier, but you can see I am squishing the leather back here for long-term damage. Probably not the best, but I do like how you can tilt and fold the seat forward with a child seat in place and still use that third row. Now, let's get back to Holly. All right, Holly, so we took a look. We're packed up for a small weekend getaway. This is more vehicle than we really need, but what are your thoughts on the storage behind that third row of seats?
Okay, well, I know you hate it more than me. I think you are waiting for me to rip it apart, and
well, no.
Not.
No? Okay.
There's always small storage behind a third row, but
not in an Escalade. We've got 25 cubic feet of space in an Escalade.
Okay.
That's about half.
But you can lay down the seats, correct?
Which we wouldn't do because there's three of us.
I do like the shelf.
Yeah.
And I like that it has space for, it's got those corners.
Yeah, so you can adjust how it holds space back there.
So I like that. That's versatile.
All right. Pivot just a little bit here. We're on the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas. Tucker, how's your wobbly head?
Well,
that was the biggest bump.
It's a little rattly.
yeah, a little rattly and a little bumpy.
Little bumpy, but big body on frame SUV. Your thoughts? Yeah.
It's mostly smooth. It's a little rattly.
I think that's what we brought with us, most
big.
of it. But yes. I mean, it's...
I'm hearing something.
Yeah, there's something. Something up here. Yes, I agree. But, I mean, big SUV, it is smoothing out some of it.
It is smoother than some other, like, big trucks that we've had.
Yeah. And we have an adjustable height suspension in this one, so it does drop down when you park it, raises up for off-roading, though we are not testing that here. So, how has it been maneuvering this beast? Driving it, power delivery, things like that.
I would say that power delivery has been a little bit surprising to me, that it's been easier to get up and go than I was expecting it. And in that way, feels like it's not a big SUV, but it is a big SUV.
How's the steering? Is it heavy?
No, the steering is not heavy at all. And even though this is huge, and I've used the cameras to help me park it, it's been super easy to maneuver with the steering wheel, and because the camera is so easy to find, it's not as stressful parking because you just pop the button and you can see. Not like some SUVs that you get that are huge and then you can't find how to turn on the camera, or it turns off like right when you're pulling into the lines, which is annoying. I'm like, that's the part I need, is the line part. And then you have to back up for it to turn back on or whatever. This has been a lot easier, I feel like, to navigate in between the lines. I will say one thing that has gotten on my nerves is the automatic start-stop.
Yeah, very noticeable.
Very noticeable.
I noticed you turned it off earlier.
Immediately. It is like you lost a tire coming off.
So this does use Infiniti's new 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. It makes 450 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque, which is way more than the big thirsty V8 in the Cadillac Escalade. 9-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive in this one. You said it. It's very easy to maneuver. It does not feel like the big beast that it is because good steering, good power, good transmission.
Good transmission.
Some other things that we like in this one that we haven't really touched on: memory seats, both spots up here. Massaging seats, both spots up here. What else do we have? Head-up display.
Head-up display. And the seats are comfortable. Very comfortable. I mean, we also have a Genesis this week just to like compare, which is also very comfortable. And I was like, oh, we might take the Infiniti on the road trip because the seats will be more comfortable. More comfortable than a Genesis. You know, like that's already a very comfortable car too, you know? Blinkers. It's very hard. I know. I can't ever figure out how to turn the blinker off.
Yeah, the blinker is annoying. Other things we like: air vents in the ceiling in the second and third row, which I really like, but no sunshades in the second row. And then, as I pointed out, putting in Tucker's child safety seat, the way the seats move forward for you to get in the third row, we'll do it with a child seat in place. Love that. Love that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Although, you need to check your safety ratings on your child seat to make sure that there are no warnings against doing that.
Yeah. Any other thoughts before we talk price and fuel economy?
We probably need to talk both of those because they're probably both going to make me sad.
Yes. So for some reason, the manual reset trip computer resets itself every time we start the vehicle. And so far, we've driven 5.3 miles on this trip, and you're getting 11.8 mpg. So even though we ditched the V8 and went with the twin turbo V6, it is not getting great. The EPA estimates it at 16 city, 19 highway, 17 combined. It requires premium fuel. It has a nearly 24-gallon fuel tank. So she's thirsty for the good stuff. But yeah.
It's premium fuel?
It requires premium fuel.
Yeah, that's something you got to take into account in your total cost for living with a car.
The owners, the shoppers of this vehicle have a certain level of...
The rich ladies.
Yes, je ne sais quoi. Brings us to the price. This is not, though we were told before we got it delivered to us, this is not the top trim autograph. This, I do believe, I had to do some research on my own, the sensory trim, which is one step below that. So it doesn't have everything on it. It's not the tip-top trim, but it is all-wheel drive, and it does have a lot of luxuries. A panoramic roof.
Yeah, what
seats.
else? What does the next step add, really?
Future me will put that on the screen. But
it has everything.
I mean, yeah, heated, ventilated, everything.
Maybe it has shades.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. The design back there doesn't allow for it. They're very thin door cards. So.
Now I'm getting 12.2.
Yeah.
A very efficient trim.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on price?
One thing is, I mean, because she is so big, she'll keep going.
Yep. When you get it going.
When you get her going, she'll keep going.
Yep.
Anyways, thoughts on price?
Mm-hmm.
87.
You've been so good here lately.
I know, 87.
So this one starts at, for the pure model, two-wheel drive, 82,450. This one though, more than that. More than the 87.
92?
More than that.
96.
More than that.
Ooh, is it six figures?
More than, yeah.
I'm not surprised. 101.
More than that.
Really? 106?
More than that.
What?
107.29 as I configured it on the website with the destination.
So I am a rich lady.
And this you are, yes. And I have seen so many of these prior generation on the road since we've gotten this. There were 2 in line at the school pickup line, one in front of me, one in behind me. I was driving the Genesis.
So were those more affordable?
This one has crept up ladder a little bit, but and again, I don't know what trims those were, but these QX80s are very popular here in Texas. They're every. We just drove by one a few seconds ago. Like, they're everywhere. I would not be surprised if I panned around and saw another one before we ended this video.
Interesting.
They are everywhere. So, are we buying one?
Yes.
Depends on how much money we make on this video.
So, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video drops. You can find Holly on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, all at GT Garage Talk. Or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com, find links to everything from there, including our award-winning podcast. But we're going to enjoy living a life of luxury in our $107,000 big beast of an SUV for a little bit longer. But until next time, gearheads.
Bye.
Bye.